Rama Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome to 22nd Avenue. This is the Hare Krishna temple or center that is the first of all the temples and centers of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. The first temple.
Relax with the camera because you have to receive permission to make some pictures. If somebody doesn't want to be in the picture.
So this is the first temple or center that Srila Prabhupada established, and from which he established the Hare Krishna movement, as it's more colloquially known, and from here it spread around the whole world. And this is where Srila Prabhupada his first followers and disciples, everything happened right here. And 22nd Avenue recently has been, there's been work here that you may have noticed that has, now this place is established as a spiritual museum. So it's of spiritual historical significance. So I appreciate everyone coming. I hope you enjoy the program. We gather every Saturday as we, part of, in my opinion, a part of the living aspect of the museum, part of the living museum tradition is to, in real time, carry out those things that Srila Prabhupada was doing when he was here, when he first was here teaching people Krishna consciousness. So in this way, it's a living museum by our having the programs here. So Srila Prabhupada, he would, you see there's a sign in the storefront where he was, it says how he had Bhagavad Gita classes. So we have classes here every week going through the Bhagavad Gita as it is, as Srila Prabhupada called it, systematically going through the Bhagavad Gita so we can all understand. Because if you have the transcendental knowledge, if you understand it, then you can be Srila Prabhupada's devoted follower for your life with that knowledge. So so we're now in the middle of chapter 8 today. For those of you who like to follow along, if it's convenient to you on your smartphone, you can look up the verse. There's a website, vedabase.io, and there's all the books. Prabhupada's books are there. There's a link to this chapter and this verse. And if you prefer a hard copy, we have a few hard copies, and Bhakta Sasha, who is our assistant manager as well as technical manager right here, he can assist you with a hard copy. And our special guest today is Pancharatna Prabhu, accompanied by his wife Atita Gunamataji, who I feel very fortunate that we have their association and that they give their association to all of us here today. And they regularly give us their association when in town, but they're what you might call Mayapur Vasis, or they're residents of Mayapur, which is another very important place that Srila Prabhupada, with the help of his wonderful followers, that they've established a wonderful temple community and a temple of Vedic planetarium. It's probably the largest project within the International Society for Krishna Consciousness in the whole world, and they've been one of the reasons that I'm sure Srila Prabhupada feels great gratitude to them is for their tireless dedication over decades in helping establish the wonderful community in ISKCON Mayapur, including by helping establish the branch of one of Srila Prabhupada's most important institutions, the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, in which he teaches transcendental knowledge through his books, and they've helped establish a branch there in India, and through their service in ISKCON Mayapur. And they also come here regularly to New York for several months they're known as leaders within ISKCON and well-rounded as such, because on the one hand they do this important full-time service in ISKCON, and on the other hand they're exemplary in showing how to be the heads of a household and raise children. They have several children and raising them to be devotees of the Lord and happy members of this society who contribute in an eternal fashion. So anyway, so we'll have the class now, and then after the class we'll have which will go the class will go per Pancharatna Prabhu's discretion, but it may end roughly around 7, and then we'll have another short kirtan like this one, chanting Hare Krishna, and after that we'll have a wonderful prasadam, or if you don't know what that is, I think you do, vegetarian feast offered with prayers to Lord Krishna. And then during the class, Pancharatna Prabhu may let you know if there's a good time to ask for questions or comments as he sees fit. ISKCON traditional style is at the end of the class that happens, but sometimes the person gives the class here likes to do it interspersed during the class, so that's up to him as he's. So I'll hand it over to you, Prabhu, and just curious, it's entirely fine for you to give your class if you're comfortable here, or if you're more comfortable there. Each works just fine, so just tell me what your preference is.
I'll probably sit there.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. I don't want to ask you to go there if you wanted to be here.
No. My legs will be here. Thank you.
The microphone.
So I know some of you. Ben? No.
Ken,
Ken. I got the.
I worked as your assistant.
Yeah, we served together. And
Miriam?
Miriam,
Yes.
you've been here before?
This is my first time.
It's the first time here? So, and this gentleman here,
Govinda.
Govinda
Venudari.
Govinda Venudari. And we have in the back, I can't quite see, we have a
His wife and his daughter and granddaughter.
wife, daughter, and granddaughter, the whole family. Okay.
Welcome back.
It's the first time.
This family.
And you've come from some distance.
Sorry?
Where have you come from?
Argentina.
Argentina. Oh, that's a long ways away.
But the daughter lives here.
Your daughter lives here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So-
if, by the way, if you want to move closer, you're welcome to.
Yeah,
if you
please.
like.
If you need questions, the phone.
And Miriam, behind you, I think there's a gentleman behind you that I didn't get your name.
Oh, Alex, sorry.
Alex? You've been here before?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Tried to come as often as
Oh, good. So, welcome to this very holy place, as you've been hearing. As was pointed out, this center was established by Srila Prabhupada, and he began several main programs here: Bhagavad Gita, Kirtan, and Prasadam. So we get it all here. Which was the verse? I think you told me, but I forget.
Chapter 8, and I'd ask you, is it 15? Text 15.
Okay. So here we go. And as pointed out, there's a quick way to find this on the internet is just type BG 8.15, and you'll get to it. Oh, very interesting verse we're going to be reading from today. Everyone can hear me okay?
Yeah.
The sound is good, Guru.
So before we begin reading this transcendental literature, we'll chant one prayer. You can repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So again, this is the 8th chapter, which is titled Attaining the Supreme. Attaining the Supreme. Srila Prabhupada describes how the Bhagavad Gita is divided into 3. The first 6 chapters, the middle 6 chapters, and the last 6 chapters. And the analogy has been given like a sandwich. You have 2 ends, but in the middle is the real main substance. And so we're in the middle of the middle, basically. And so we're really now into the core of Krishna's message in the Bhagavad Gita. Miriam, have you read the Bhagavad Gita before? Yes.
No,
Is it?
I went to, I've been to Peace Village in upstate, in Catskill.
Oh, okay.
I stayed there and I did my retreat for a couple of days.
So some of this is going to be new to you.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll try to keep you going. All right, so our Prabhupada introduced a system that we can learn Sanskrit as we're going along. At least we can repeat these verses of Krishna's speaking. So we'll do that together. Mamupetya punajanma Dukalayam ashashvatam Napnuvanti mahatmana Sangsiddhim paramam gata Mamupetya punarjanma Dukalayam ashashvatam Napnuvanti mahatmana Sangsiddhim paramam gata. Would anyone else like to read?
Mamupetya punarjanma Dukalayam ashashvatam Napnuvanti samsiddhim
Napnuvanti mahatmana. You got it.
I lost the
Samsiddhim paramam gata.
Mamupitya punarjanma
Mamupetya punarjanma
Dukalayam asasvatam
Dukalayam ashashvatam
Naptuvanji mahatmana
Napnuvanti mahatmana
Samsiddhim paramam gata.
Sangsiddhim paramam gata. So, okay, we'll just keep going. And we'll do the words, the translation, the word for word translation synonyms together. Mam, you can say, me. Upetya, achieving. Punaha, again. Janma, birth. Dukkha alayam, place of miseries. Ashashvatam, temporary. Na, never. Apnuvanti, attain. Mahatmana,
Mahatmana,
the great souls,
great souls,
Sangsiddhim,
Samsiddhim,
perfection,
perfection,
Paramam,
Param,
ultimate,
ultimate,
Gataha,
Gata,
having achieved.
having achieved.
Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. After attaining me, the great souls, who are yogis in devotion, never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries, because they have attained the highest perfection. Purport. Since this temporary material world is full of the miseries of birth, old age, disease, and death, naturally, he who achieves the highest perfection and attains the supreme planet Krishna Loka, Goloka Vrindavana, does not wish to return. The supreme planet is described in Vedic literature as Avyakta and Akshara and Paramagati. In other words, that planet is beyond our material vision, and it is inexplicable. But it is the highest goal, the destination for the Mahatmas, great souls. The Mahatmas receive transcendental messages from the realized devotees, and thus gradually develop devotional service in Krishna consciousness, and become so absorbed in transcendental service that they no longer desire elevation to any of the material planets, nor do they even want to be transferred to any spiritual planet. They only want Krishna and Krishna's association and nothing else. That is the highest perfection of life. This verse specifically mentions the personalist devotees of the Supreme Lord Krishna. These devotees in Krishna consciousness achieve the highest perfection of life. In other words, they are the supreme souls. Hare Krishna. There's much in this verse and this purport that we can reflect on. Often when I meet people who are just coming to hear about Krishna and Bhagavad Gita, the message of Krishna, then one of the first questions that comes up, because I think generally speaking, most people who enter the doors of a place like this have some spiritual ideas. I know that was me. In 1970, a few years after ISKCON was established, I was in New York in 66, 67, 68, but I never made it here, unfortunately. But I ended up, I was in Toronto, Canada, and I happened to be staying in a boarding house on the same street as the temple that had just been established there, Beverly Street. And I had some spiritual ideas. And so I walked in the door there with a spiritual purpose. I thought, let me share my ideas with these people. They look like they're also into some spiritual thing. And I thought, let me share. And I ended up listening. And when I find myself on the other end now, people walking in the doors of temples like this and Radha Govinda temple where I stay now. And we sit down and we talk. We often we try to come to the point of where do you want to go? What is your goal in your spiritual life? Now, I don't know. He was saying we could have questions and answers. Maybe I usually, of course, anytime if you have a question, you can ask it. But I often like to ask questions myself. So the question I can ask you is I think most of you here have already begun. I mean, you've come here for the first time, but the others in the room here have all been coming regularly and are practicing the yoga that Prabhupada teaches for the most part. So when you first came, I'll ask Govinda, is it? Right? Govinda Venudari in Argentina. You had some spiritual ideas of your own when you came into contact with devotees?
Sorry, I little English.
Little English. Oh, and
I can serve as a
poquito español.
Oh, look, just speak Spanish.
Yo hablo español. Can you repeat the question?
So the question is, when you came into connection with devotees, what spiritual ideas did you have, if any spiritual ideas?
Espirituales tenía usted, si tenía alguna?
When I was young, every time look or different society, no? And when I see first class, I'm surrendered totally, no? It's very happy in here. No? Smell, music, all it was fantastic. And simple surrender.
In other words, you're picking up from your last life, probably.
En otras palabras, usted estaba recordando tal vez de sus vidas pasadas.
Totally.
Yes. That's one of the messages that Krishna says in the Gita.
Ese es uno de los mensajes que Krishna dice en el Gita.
Yeah. Yeah. That we make some spiritual progress, but we keep going, and it goes from one life to the next life. So, I think I've got your name. It's Miriam or Miriam, yeah. So, you may have walked into a door like this in another life.
Probably,
Yeah. Yeah. And now you're here in this life, walking in this door. And maybe you'll be like Govinda, and you'll smell the smells. You'll hear the sounds. You'll see what's going on. And wait till you eat. When you eat, and you think, I'm home. But sometimes I meet people who come to our temples and we get to talk about spiritual life, and they start to talk about their spirituality, their yoga practices, their meditation, and so on. And they've learned something. They've read something of the Bhagavad Gita. They've heard about, Vedic philosophies and so on. And they begin to talk about something that Prabhupada touches upon here. He uses the term here. This verse specifically mentions the personalist devotees of the Supreme Lord. Now, Prabhupada's doing this, he's saying this here because, come in. Someone at the door. Anyway, she just... So he's pointing out here that there are personalists, but there are also impersonalists. So there's Prabhupada in other parts of the Gita we'll hear about impersonal. So I find often that people come, when they first come to explore Krishna consciousness, they've already developed some idea of spiritual life, but it's an impersonal idea. It's an idea that I will become self-realized, but that myself is basically this pure spiritual energy that is one with God. You've heard that? Maybe you thought like that at one point? That I want to become free. There's a place in the Bhagavatam, another of Prabhupada's translations, the Srimad Bhagavatam, where he talks about how we all are looking for freedom. We all want to be free. What do we want to be free of? So this verse talks about what we want to be free of.
Pain and suffering.
Dukkhalayam ashashvatam. Dukkha alayam. Krishna uses the term dukkha alayam, ashashvatam, to describe the world that we're in now. The world we're in, we can all see, it's not hidden. It's quite obvious that it's temporary. That no one can argue. Nothing lasts. There's no argument about that. Now, dukkha alayam, and some people may argue, no, this is a happy place. If they argue that this world is a happy place, I think they live on another, I don't know, they come from someplace else. I have a bad habit. I read the newspaper. And before I read it on my phone, and I reflect every time before I press the button to open it up, I said, well, what will be the bad news today? It's like, I know it's going to be bad news from some direction.
I don't even read the news anymore.
Yeah, and I think, well, why should I read this? It's only going to be bad news. We already know before we open the newspaper.
There's no solution.
It's just bad news.
I know about it. No solution.
Yeah. So we
Problem.
have more problems. So you can agree with Krishna.
Yeah.
This is dukkhalayam. This is a place of suffering. Dukkha alayam. Alayam is a place. And it's a place of dukkha, of suffering. And what is that suffering? It begins with our birth. Birth itself is painful. It's not for nothing that as soon as the baby comes out, they cry, because, of course, they have to cry in order to get air into their lungs and so on. But you're a father, and your mother, and we have a small child there as well. So you're experiencing how the children, they don't even know what they're crying about, but it's something is missing, something's wrong. So from the very beginning of life, there's some suffering. And then there's disease from time to time. And then, like it or not, we all get old. And finally we have to die and leave these bodies. So birth and disease, old age, death, these things are the nature of the world we're living in. So Krishna here is saying, you don't need to stay here. You can leave this world. You can come to my world. He says, Mam upetya punar janma dukkhalayam ashashvatam. When you come to me, then punar janma, no more janma, no more being born into this dukkhalayam ashashvatam, no more. No more. No more death. No more old age. No more disease. No more coming back to this world. So when I speak to people coming, as I said, they come and they're asking, they have some spiritual life. So where do you want to go? What do you want to do? So they want this. They want no more birth. They want no more suffering. They want no more of this world. Everyone, we want that. We want release. We want freedom. We want to get out. But where do we want to go? So as I said, some would say, well, I just want to be one with the universe. I want to be free of all of this duality of good and bad, all this duality of love and hate, all this duality of happiness and distress. I just want the peace, the bliss of oneness. And Krishna is saying, yes, you can have that, but even more, you can come to me. You can be with me. Now, this Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada describes as the Bhagavad Gita as it is. And he makes specific mention of the personalist, because others will interpret this Mam Upetya, that the me that Krishna refers to here is something impersonal. It's Because other places in the Gita, Krishna says something, I am Brahman, I am Om, I am. He gives all kinds of descriptions of himself in ways that seem impersonal. I am the strength of the strong, I am the sound in ether, I am the taste of water. These are all impersonal things. So Krishna describes himself impersonally in many places of the Gita. So it's not, it's understandable that someone might interpret that when Krishna is saying Mom, he's referring to that impersonal I. And most of the Prabhupada would say about this, that even very learned scholars of the Gita would say, well, it's not, when Krishna says surrender to me, come to me, he's not talking about me, Krishna, he's talking about this impersonal me, this me-ness, which is the impersonal I. But here Prabhupada makes a strong point that it's not the impersonal I speaking here. Krishna is saying me, Mam Upetya, meaning my world, coming to me. How? As a devotee. In relationship, loving relationship. That's Krishna's message here. So, and once we achieve this, we never return. Now, Prabhupada describes why we don't return. We don't wish to return, Prabhupada said. He who achieves the highest perfection does not wish to return. Why are we here to begin with? And why will we not come back? We're here to begin with because we actually want to be here. We want this world. If we dig deep within ourselves, we dig really, really deep within, and we'll see that at the core, we're here, we're in this world because we want to enjoy the world. We want it for ourselves. And it's a place of suffering because everyone wants it for themselves, and when everyone wants the world, there's only one world, and so we're going to fight over it. There's going to be some conflict, there's going to be some disruption. And not only that, but the world itself conspires to show us that you can't do this. It's you're like a child reaching for the moon, wanting to grab a hold of the moon. We can't do it. So the world keeps teaching us, you can't enjoy this world. It's not your nature. You're a spiritual being. How can you enjoy, how can you flourish in a world which is temporary? You're eternal. And like it or not, we are, two of us here, we're, I think, probably the oldest in the room here.
The youngest in heart.
Youngest, okay.
Yeah.
But at this age, you start to think, it's coming. it's not far away. And then you think, all that, all the stuff I've been building up, it's all going to go. So how can we can never ever be happy in this world. So the world keeps teaching us. Why? Because we don't belong here. We belong in Krishna's world. So once we get over it and we develop our relationship with Krishna, which is already there, we awaken it, we realize it, we develop, we bring it to the forefront, we clear out all the dirt that we've accumulated for years and years and years. We clear it out, and then we have the pure heart. And then we can be with Krishna. And how do we do that? Here, Prabhupada says the Mahatmas, he's speaking about the people, like all of us in this room, can be Mahatmas, great souls. Because we're hearing this message, and we gradually develop devotional service in Krishna consciousness, and become so absorbed in transcendental service, Prabhupada says, that they no longer desire all the other desires to get to, because the world, I mean, this planet, it's interesting that Prabhupada uses the term planet here often. He describes, because we think in terms of planets. We're on this planet. So there's a spiritual planet. Of course, it's not like this planet, that's floating in the... It has, in one sense, it's in the spiritual sky, but it's beyond our ability to describe like that. But just using terminology that we can understand, he talks about Krishna's planet, that he has a planet. Because it's a planet that's unlimited. It's not, you can't measure that planet. It's not one that you can say, okay, it's this far from here to there and so on. No, it's unlimited. But it's his planet. It's his place. And Prabhupada says that as we develop our absorption in service, as our absorption, as we get more and more absorbed in our relationship with Krishna, because that's what Prabhupada says here. They only want Krishna. They only want Krishna and Krishna's association and nothing else. That's the goal that Krishna is enticing us. Come to me. Come to the place where you only want me. You only want to be with me. Fall in love with me. And when you do that, everything else, even whether we're in this planet or another planet or wherever we are, we're with Krishna. Krishna's already with us. We've never actually left Krishna. We can't leave Krishna. We're part of Krishna. We can never leave him. We only forget him. We only forget our relationship with him. We only dream of something different. But when we wake up, Krishna is already there. And as our love for Krishna comes back to us, it revives, it blazes up, then all we want is Krishna. And to do that, Prabhupada has given us a very simple method. Just sing. Just sing, chant Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is the magic formula, the Maha Mantra, which will cleanse all the dirt and dust that we've accumulated forever and will awaken us to our real identity. So this chanting began here in America, and we'll do more chanting. So, but before we do, if any questions or comments about the topic that we've been discussing, or any related topic, Miriam, yes.
Do you guys believe in how do you call it, like reincarnation?
Yes, reincarnation. Yes, we are reincarnating. See, that's the setup of this world. This world is designed by God. God creates this world. It's His world, it's His energy. But He creates this world, He manifests this world in order to give us His separated, His spiritual sparks, that His energy, which is called the jiva, to give us jivas. Sanskrit words were called jivas. To give us jivas an opportunity to play God, basically, and to enjoy independently of Krishna, to forget Him, and to engage with this energy. Now, this energy has one very, very basic law. It's called the law of karma. So, this world is a world of cause and effect. Everywhere in the world, whether it's the living world or the inanimate world or the energetic world, the atomic world, wherever you go, wherever you look in our world, you'll see there's some cause and effect. There's always something happening that makes something else happen. It's always going on like that, just like a in and out, up and down. Things are just moving according to some sort of cause, creating an effect, which becomes the cause of another effect, and the whole circle keeps rotating. So this karmic wheel takes us. We're riding on this karmic Ferris wheel, and it takes us up and down and up and down. And part of its mechanism is to give us fresh bodies according to the cause and effect. So according to the karmic reactions, we get one body, then we enjoy that, and then how we use that body determines which next body we get, and we go up and down. The bodies that we have here are, you could say, they're the economy model. There's a super deluxe model, but it's not here in this world. There are other planets in our universe where we can get super deluxe bodies. But those don't last either. And when we're finished, when we've used up our credits that by which we got the super deluxe body, we have to come back to this world for a regular body. And if we don't behave well in this body, then we have to suffer in lower bodies to get purified, and we may go down into the animal species, or we may go to some hellish kind of world.
Reincarnate.
We can reincarnate in every species of life.
When you say that goes down to the animal body.
Yeah, we reincarnate.
We
Yeah.
reincarnate, we might-
I have a theory. I don't know how many of you have pets. Do you have a pet?
Well, yeah,
A dog or a cat?
okay, dog.
A dog. Okay. I've been observing dogs here. In New York, you get to observe lots of dogs.
Oh, yeah, it's true, it's true.
There's all kinds of, and particularly I've been observing these little dogs on the subways, and I'm observing the relationship between the dog and their master, and I'm thinking, oh, that was a human being in there who had a dog probably, and just really what wouldn't it be nice to turn it around? I could be that little dog, always being cared for, always being nothing to worry about, fed and cuddled and all. I mean, it's just speculation, but it does seem like that. Because they respond. I mean, these little dogs, big dogs, little dogs, they seem to have this kind of emotional relationship with human beings that it just, to me, it gives a sense that they were human beings and now have dog bodies and they're just, they're relating.
Very smart.
They're just, so yeah, but that's, here in America, the dogs get a pretty good life. We live in India,
Oh,
and the dogs there don't enjoy a great life. And there are other parts of the world where they don't enjoy a great life at all. They end up in the kitchen. So the dog's life is not always great.
But isn't it like if you become a dog, at least you're not responsible for any.
Yes,
sin
that's
for the future.
that's the good part of it, is that from the lower forms of life, you automatically come back. You raise up. You evolve back up to the human form, and you're not responsible, like you said. You have no karma. You're just acting according to nature.
But then if you bite someone, dogs also have a problem sometimes.
They may
bite
have,
someone,
yes, yes.
or
They have jobs
They
too.
fight.
Yeah.
They fight with another dog or something.
Yeah, no,
Is that a
it's
karma?
still dukalayam and a shashvat.
Are they
What kind? Yes, exactly. This is a question. Good question. So, which kind of dog body I get? Is it an Indian dog body, or this will be according to my karma. So, according to my karma, I may go down into a lower species of life, and it may be a good situation for that species, or maybe a very bad situation. All of this is karma.
Which one how do we know which karma do we have?
We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know. We can hear the scriptures tell us something. The main thing that the scriptures tell us is that it's how our consciousness is at the time of death. Where are our thoughts? What are we thinking about when we leave this world? That's the main force which carries us. Now that's going to be influenced by how we've lived this life.
So you mean to say, let's say I die and I have a daughter, and on the end of my deathbed, just in case I think of her too much, like I'm worried, I'm crying, like the
Yes,
normal
yes.
ways
So
of
that
life.
will influence
Then
you
would
to
that influence
return.
to the
But that's
return?
all. This is part of it, but at the same time, there's karma. So there's a place called Yamaloka. and in this place called Yamaloka. Everyone who's not lived a sinless life, which is everybody, pretty much, will have to get judged. So, in addition to the mentality that we have at the time of death, we also have to add in the karma from our actions in this life. So the combination of karma, mentality as we exit this life, it's called Daivi Prakriti, the divine energy will situate us in our next life. So, and it's very, very, very hard, practically impossible, unless you're a very accomplished yogi. There are systems of yoga whereby you can direct yourself. You can focus your life airs. You can make all these types of practices. You can actually determine your exit from this body and where you're going to go.
By practicing it.
It's a very, very difficult practice. Practically, this age, I think it's more or less, I mean, if you want to learn that practice, then quit your job right away, go to India, find a yogi in the Himalayas, sit down, plan on spending several, maybe 10 hours a day in yogic posture and breathing and so on. It's really hard for the present age. One of the first books that Srila Prabhupada wrote, before actually coming here, he called it Easy Journey to Other Planets. Not exactly easy, but easier than trying to go there in mechanical ways, by making rockets. We're not doing so well in that regards. But yeah, if you can go to other planets, higher planets, great worlds. There are great worlds out there that you can go to. And there are ways to do that.
Well, isn't it like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, it's okay. Good.
But I just have a lot of, when you have, like I have a vivid dream most of the time. And like I'm thinking like, oh, maybe I'm having a breakfast. When I come back, I still remember. And every time I sleep at night, I'm always thinking like, oh, I'm going to go to a different planet, like Neverland. Is what I always call myself, Neverland. Because it's a planet that I never seen in my life, like different world. It's not here, it's not you, it's not.
Not in this
world.
life, perhaps.
Yeah.
But in another life.
Somebody talks to me one time, I dreamt like so vividly, and there was this lady in white that she's carrying a baby, and it's like her voice are not anyone here, whether you're Adele or anyone that's really in the universe. Her voice are so like very clean, like very, very like angelic. And she was carrying this baby, and then there's a husband there, and the husband went out and then says, oh, I'm building this tower when I had a baby. And then he asked me to grab some like cord that I could put together, but I can't because the cords are too short in my dream. But then that's the thing that I cannot forget, because there was this tree lady there, but I didn't see the face. I only see a face, like I could see you, and she's talking to me directly. And she's not talking anything bad or anything, but the voice is that's what makes me remember her, because that voice are so angelic. And I don't know if it's true or not, but it's just very angelic. I have that kind of dream most of the time.
Well, the dream world, the dreams that we have, Prabhupada, the scriptures describe that when we dream, we're bringing forth, there's so many things happen. And there are entities that come into our dream world to communicate with us. There are so many things that happen. And often we're constructing from from past lives and experiences and so on. So all of this experience is designed to push us closer to our ultimate, as Prabhupada describes here, the highest perfection. To go back to home, back to Krishna. So this is what Prabhupada came to offer, is a pathway, a direction, not a rocket ship, but a vehicle that we each can get on, an energy that we can take up that will move us out of this world and end this cycle of karma, reincarnation. So you're welcome to join us. We're welcome to join. Yeah. We're going to have a little more kirtan, unless there's any other comments. Ken, what do you think?
I think that the ultimate goal is to serve Krishna and to serve the devotees. And Krishna will decide what your fate is. And you have to have faith in Krishna. You have to surrender and you have to serve.
You've picked up on what Prabhupada said here. He says that the devotee, the Mahatmas, become so absorbed, right, in transcendental service, so that's what you're talking about, becoming so absorbed in transcendental service that they no longer desire elevation to any of the material planets, that's easy, nor do they even want to be transferred to any spiritual planet. In other words, they, like you said, they just, what Prabhupada says, they only want Krishna and Krishna's association and nothing else.
The nectar of devotion is very key to understanding devotional service. It's
Yes.
must
Yeah.
read.
Yes.
Other than the Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam.
Gita is our
Yes.
basic primer, but then we have to practice, go deeper. Yes, we have the nectar of devotion. By the way, I think you'll all be pleased to know that the BBT is going to be publishing Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu very soon. Or maybe it's already, I don't think it's already published, but they're coming out with an edition of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, what Nectar of Devotion is based on. So,
Like, meaning
Original?
full translation with commentaries.
Reports like
With commentaries from different acharyas. So it's going to be quite something. We have already, Bhanuswami Maharaj has done a translation of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. A few other devotees, I think, have. But the BBT, Prabhupada's standard was very high. He really, so it's to publish at that standard takes a lot of work and takes very realized translators. So, all right, we're going to have some more kirtan. Join us in singing, and then we're going to have prasadam. Okay? Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare
Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki. ISKCON 22nd Avenue ki. Nitai Gaura Premanande.